What's up, everybody? Once again, it is time for Funko News. This edition of Funko News was recorded on July 13th, 2025. As usual, I'm starting off with figures that are available right now. This does include the werewolf from An American Werewolf in London, the new Chucky Pops based on the TV series, the Dora the Explorer Pops. We also have the Blue's Clues Pops, including Magenta, and the Beetlejuice Mystery Minis. Continuing with figures that are available now, we have the Clueless Pops, and that does include the Cher Pop with the word bubble. We also have Melanie Daniels from The Birds. We have the Solo Leveling figures, and do remember that there are two chases in the mix there. We have the latest Bruce Lee Pop, and then we also have the Batman Beyond Pops, and do keep in mind that there is a chase in the mix there as well. Focusing on Funko.com, the Steven Tyler Pop did release and is still available right now. The Disney Winter Princess Belle that's going to be exclusive to Funko.com is coming soon. We don't have a release date for that just yet. Now, as of Monday, July 14th, which may be the day that some of you are checking this out, Beetlejuice in the Waiting Room will be available. Also, Woody on Bullseye, and the remaining new Toy Story Pops will be available as well. I mistakenly said last time that they were already available, but actually they were just listed on Funko.com to be notified if you're interested in those figures. But again, they will be available as of Monday, July 14th. Quick update here with the Anime Expo Pop. So at this point, the exclusive Kuromi, Aki, and Godzilla -1 have sold out. The remaining figures are still listed on Funko.com. You also see here the Space Godzilla that did release, and it is still available at the time of this recording. And another update here focusing on the limited edition Pop. So the Sketch Superman comic cover, I've had a feeling that was going to sell very quickly, and it did. It did pre-sell out. Remember, that one is limited to just 750 pieces. The Hulk Girl took longer to sell out. She's limited to 5,000 pieces, but she did eventually pre-sell out. And that may have something to do with people actually checking out the actual movie. I checked it out myself. Very much enjoyed it. I may actually see it again in theater. But yeah, I think some people were motivated by the movie to actually go ahead and get that figure. So yeah, it did pre-sell out. Now remember, there is still the release coming up for the glow-in-the-dark Dun Harold King that's limited to 9,500 pieces. That will be on July 18th. And then the glow-in-the-dark Snow White limited to 5,000 pieces on July 25th. The Thundercats NFTs are about to drop on Tuesday, July 15th. I really do like the designs of the, redeemable figures here. I think they look pretty good. So if you're a big Thundercats fan, do keep this drop in mind. If you don't like going for the NFTs, of course, you can wait and see what becomes available on the second market. There are a lot of new Loungefly products that are available. Most of them are available directly on Loungefly's website. You can check Entertainment Earth as well. And as a matter of fact, Entertainment Earth has this exclusive glow-in-the-dark Beetlejuice bag that you see here. So if you're interested in that, go directly to Entertainment Earth. The South Park bags, I don't think I saw those on Entertainment Earth. I think you do have to go to Loungefly specifically for those. But the other items here, like I said, you might find them on both websites, maybe even more than just those two websites. Winnie the Pooh Holiday Pocket Pops are coming soon. The Disney Winter Princesses also have Pocket Pops that are available for pre-order right now. And of course, you can go ahead and pre-order the Pops as well, the common figures. There is a Pennywise mug that is coming soon. And the Diamond Sexy Jutsu Naruto Uzumaki is available on Funko.com if you're interested in that figure. The new Target exclusive Hello Kitty Pops are available for pre-order, and they have September release dates. The Hot Topic exclusive Flocked Kuromi as Baku is available for pre-order, and that will release late July or early August. The upcoming limited edition Sketch Superman is limited to 9,500 pieces. So of course there was the comic cover, but this is just a pop of a Sketch Superman. Again, 9,500 pieces. When I learn more about that actual release, I will give you all an update. I wouldn't mind going for that one. I skipped on the cover just because I'm trying to be picky about comic covers. They do take up a good amount of space, but just the individual pop, I really do like that one there. The Target exclusive Nice Pool is limited to 9,500 pieces, and that is street dated for Sunday, July 20th. Now, if you see it in Target early, don't be surprised by that. That does happen sometimes. I'm not sure if you'll be able to, actually go ahead and pay for it, though. Might be register locked. I'm not 100% sure about that. But yeah, the official street date is Sunday, again, July 20th. The new Ironheart Pops are available to pre-order right now. You see that there are 2 of them, and they're both common figures. The Entertainment Earth exclusive glow-in-the-dark Ghost Rider is available for pre-order, and that has a September release. I love the look of this pop. I went ahead and got my pre-order in for that. And remember, when you pre-order with Entertainment Earth, you don't have to pay until the items are actually ready to ship out. Justin Verlander of the San Francisco Giants has a pop on the way. You also see here new NBA pops, including James Harden, Joel Embiid, Jalen Brunson, Kyrie Irving, Tyrese Halliburton, and Anthony Edwards. These figures will be available for pre-order as of Wednesday, July 16th. On that same day, these new Pokemon figures will be available for pre-order with various retailers, and you see that the Ninetales is there in the mix. This new Harry Potter figure that you see here is a Barnes & Noble exclusive, limited to 9,500 pieces, and that will be available as of Monday, July 14th. Check the website noon Eastern Standard Time if you are interested in doing a pre-order for that figure. With Barnes & Noble, though, it seems like they get plenty of their exclusives in store, so if you prefer to wait and check in store, of course, that will be an option. Focusing here on Kaiju number 8, there is a Chalice Collectibles exclusive that is available for pre-order right now that has an October or November release. There's also an Entertainment Earth exclusive figure, and that is available for pre-order that has an August release. Now, the Funko.com exclusive that you see here, the Kaiju number 8, that is coming soon. Of course, we don't know the exact release date for it, and it does have a glow-in-the-dark chase. Now, also we have here Protagonist from Metaphor ReFantazio. That figure will be available for pre-order with various retailers as of Wednesday, July 16th. I honestly don't know anything about Metaphor ReFantazio. I believe it is a game franchise. I haven't checked out anything about it, to be honest, but let me know if that is a figure that you are interested in, something that you are hoping that would be made. Next up here with Jujutsu Kaisen, we have a couple of new figures that are going to be available for pre-order on Wednesday as well. Here, some very interesting designs, and some of the other recent Jujutsu Kaisen figures, if you didn't catch up to them, just keep checking websites. I think some of them have been kind of dropping in and out of availability. For several years now, I've been seeing people say in the comments and hearing people say on YouTube that they really hope that Funko will do some figures based on JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. We only have one right now, just this one that should be available for pre-order as of Wednesday, but I'm sure there's more on the way. As a matter of fact, I'm going to address a couple of potential figures in the rumor mill of this video, so hang on for that. I'm not sure why they're starting off with just one character. That does happen sometimes with some franchises. I don't know if it's a licensing thing or what is going on there, but for all those people that kept saying they hope that Funko would be able to do this, I hope that they really go for this figure, show that support, and of course there will be more on the way. We have some Firefly Pops on the way that will be available for pre-order as of Tuesday, July 15th. This is actually for Tuesday. Notice that there is a chase in the mix here, and I know a lot of people are big fans of Firefly, so hopefully this set will get a lot of support. Then we have some new Lord of the Rings pops here, and I think these look pretty great. I really like some of the ideas that Funko went with here, especially the way that they're using the ring there with Frodo and with Gollum, and they're both glow-in-the-dark figures as well. That's a very nice touch. Of course, the script on the ring is glow-in-the-dark. Very nice detailing there. Now, I will say with the Ring Wraith moment, I do think it looks cool. It's not exactly what I envisioned when this was rumored, though, because of course I'm thinking of the Ring Wraith, the way that it leaned over the side there and was like kind of looking down, that very well-known scene. So it's not exactly that, but I do think it still looks pretty good. Let me know your thoughts about it. Are you actually going to go for any of these Lord of the Rings figures? For the sake of time, I'm not going to go back over recent rumors that I shared. You can check out those recent videos if you're interested to know what they were. But I will say quickly that some of those recent rumors, we should actually see the figures in the next week or two. So do be on the lookout for those. And of course, I will address those in a future video. But I want to get to some new rumors that are floating around though. Starting off here with Biddy arcade cabinets, we could see some based on Jurassic Park, Mortal Kombat, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and X-Men. I think there's definitely potential for nostalgia there, so I'll be interested to see how those turn out. As far as Nooks are concerned, we could see one based on Snow White Dwarf's house, another one on Star Wars Yoda's hut, and a Nightmare Before Christmas one based on Jack Skellington's room. And of course, Nooks are something new with Funko. Focusing on DC, we could see a Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow comic cover. I think that's very likely given recent events. Also, we could see a new Zatanna. Of course, there's been one previously. A new Swamp Thing, and I think this is going to be like either a deluxe or like a jumbo type figure. We'll see exactly what happens with it though. A deluxe Constantine. That'll be interesting to see exactly what's going on there. And a premium Batman with special effects. So I'm very interested in all of these DC items. With Power Rangers Zeo, we could get a full wave, of course, of the main characters. With Mousetrap, the board game, we could see a caged mouse figure. With the Zodiac figures, the next ones up should be Pisces, Gemini, and Taurus. They're really making me wait on the Leo one. That's what I'm really waiting to see, but I know they'll get around to it eventually. As far as the other Zodiac figures that did become available recently, I just did a community post about those if you are curious about them. Continuing here with the rumors, we could see some new figures based on Futurama, including Super King Bender, Hermes with Mug, Amy, and Sexy Scruffy, which I can't remember what that reference is about there. We could see some new figures based on Fast and Furious. It's been a while since Funko has done anything with that franchise, but we could see a new Dominic Toretto, Brian O'Connor, Letty Ortiz, Tej Parker, and Han. With Rambo, we could get John Rambo with Bo. With Fievel's Goes West, we could get just Fievel himself. I don't know if there's going to be anything else based off of that particular movie. We could get a moment based off of The Fox and the Hound. We could get some figures based off of Aller Company, at least 2 figures there. We could get at least 2 figures based on The Return of the Living Dead. This would be Zombie Trash and Zombie. Actually, let me not say that word on YouTube, but you can see it here on the screen. We may also be getting a Daft Punk 2-pack, and I could see that being a popular item. With Pokemon, you see the next characters that could be on the way listed here. With Skibidi Toilet, there could be some more figures on the way. With Marvel Rivals, we could see Jeff the Shark, Luna Snow, and Magic as well. With Baldur's Gate 3, a couple of more characters on the way. Looks like it's going to be a full wave if this does pan out to be true. Now, the Silent Hill figures here, I did address these recently, but this list seems to be a little bit expanded here, including a premium Pyramid Head, which I think a lot of people will be interested to see how that turns out. We could get some figures based on The Binding of Isaac. I was actually really into The Binding of Isaac for a while, so I'll be interested to see what the figures look like. I'm not sure if I'm going to go for them necessarily, but I did have a lot of fun playing that game for a good while. We could also get some figures based on the Folk of the Air, which is a franchise I'm just not familiar with at all, to be honest with you. And then we could get some figures based on Afro Samurai, at least Afro Samurai himself. I am literally crossing my fingers because I really want this to be true. This is something I've wanted for so long from Funko, figure of Afro Samurai, and there are so many great characters in the series and the follow-up movie as well. I know there's a manga as well, but I'm assuming that this would be based on the anime, so I'm really hoping that Afro Samurai pans out to be true. And if you're into Afro Samurai, let me know how you feel about this and what characters would you like to see based on that franchise. Now with One Piece, we could get some Biddy Pops 4-packs, also a new Chopper with Chase, Nico Robin, Brooke, Dr. Vegapunk, Doflamingo, and Monkey D. Luffy plus figure, and some figures based off of Fishman Island. These would actually be mystery minis based off of that. We could get some Naruto classic figures, and with some of these franchises, I'm not going to name all the characters because I'm just not familiar with them and how to pronounce all of these names here, but you can check out the list for yourselves. We could also get some new Dragon Ball figures here based off of a particular arc. I assume that's what this is referencing here. Jujutsu Kaisen Zero figures. With JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, like I said earlier, there is going to be more on the way, so we could see Jonathan Joestar, Joseph Joestar, and Cars, I think is the name there. And I think there's potential for more. Just make sure that you do support what does become available, and I think we'll continue to see more based on that franchise. We could see a new wave of figures based on Solo Leveling. I know we just got some new figures, but yeah, it already seems like there's going to be more on the way. Some new Fairy Tail figures on the way as well, based off of 100 Years Quest. And then Hell's Paradise, this is another franchise that I'm not familiar with. I think I saw this listed maybe on Amazon Prime or something like this to check out. But yeah, Hell's Paradise, we could get a wave of figures there also. Now, as always with these rumors, just be patient and we'll see in the near future what actually pans out to be true. I'm saying near future, but some of these figures may not actually drop until next year. So yeah, just be patient. When I learn more information, of course, I will share that with you all. To wrap things up here, I want to point out a couple of comments from the last Funko news. So I do want to give a big shout out to Mike is Ernie and Johnny Dodd, because they responded to my question about that Bob's Big Boy Skull pop. I was just curious about the origin of that particular figure. So they did their research and they shared some opinions here, and I do appreciate them taking the time to comment about that figure. I'm not going to read their comments word for word. You can pause and check those out if you like, but I just wanted to make sure I gave them a shout out for responding to that question. Then I have a comment here from That's Horrible. It says, although I stopped collecting them, there are definitely some cool ones coming out, of course referring to Funko Pops. I still watch you, Franklin, even though I don't buy anymore. I still like to see what is coming out. And I've heard this from other individuals that they still check out the videos even if they're not collecting at the moment, and that is appreciated. It goes on to say here, I would love to have them come out with the Mary Shelley pop holding the Frankenstein book to go with the Bram Stoker pop, or a split face Jekyll Hyde pop. I like both of those ideas. Mary Shelley with the Frankenstein book would definitely be cool, and a split Jekyll Hyde pop again would be a very cool idea. And they said basically, just to mix it up from the repeats of Dracula, Frankenstein, the universal monsters that we think of them as, just to mix things up. I think these are some really good ideas. And then here from Andre, I think is the name here. It says, since Funko News came back, my interest has somewhat come back. I picked up Sung Jin Woo Chase from Solo Leveling and Power with Bikini from Hot Topic this weekend. I actually had some Chase luck in stores myself this past weekend, and I will share that in my next unboxing video, so be on the lookout for that. But the main reason I wanted to point out this comment is I've had several people say that my videos help motivate them to collect, or it gets them back into collecting when I'm doing the videos regularly. And I'm just gonna say, even when I did stop Funko News, and I think I stopped it for like, I don't know, maybe like 8 months or so. It was a good while. I still kept collecting, and I still was doing unboxing videos. I still had that passion for collecting, and I don't want anybody to ever base your own passion for collecting off of what I'm doing, whether or not I'm doing the videos. Yes, I do want the videos to be helpful when I have them going, but at the same time, I feel like if you have love for collecting, just do it. You don't have to wait for what I'm doing. And I mean, there are other sources of information as well, and I always tell people, don't just go off of my videos. Check with other people, see what they're sharing out there, whether it's on YouTube or different forms of social media. Kind of compare, because I'm not perfect. I don't always get it right, so I think it is good to have more than one source of information. And like I said, if you enjoy collecting, just do it based on your own joy. Don't base it around what I have going on. That's just my opinion about it. But Andre, thank you so much for taking that time to comment. And then the last comment here, this comes from Jody. It says, woohoo, thank you for putting together the Funko News. Appreciate everything you do, Franklin, from Adelaide, Australia. And I like that they mentioned where they're from, because I'm always curious about, where people are watching me from. So if you have a moment, kind of shout out where you are in the world, let me know where you're from, and just say hello basically. And if you haven't done so already, please make sure that you drop a like on the video. Remember, that's an easy way to show support for this channel, and in particular for this series. Let's really try to get those numbers up, to make sure it's worthwhile to continue working with this. I do want to see the series grow if I'm going to keep it going again, so please try to show that support. Thank you all so much for taking the time to check this out, and I will talk to you all again real soon.